I recently made a video on hero reworks, and one of the topics that came up was what hero do I think needs a rework right now? And there's one duelist that sticks out into my mind the most, and it's going to be Wolverine. From a gameplay aspect, I think Wolverine's power budget is heavily tied to his grab, and I don't actually think it's a fun playstyle either to play against if you're a Vanguard or even a support, and it's not really that fun of a playstyle to play as the Wolverine player. Now, obviously a lot of people have forgotten about Wolverine simply because he hasn't been hard meta for a while, but he is as equally frustrating as he was 3 seasons ago as he is now. And I know a lot of people will be like, oh, but you're a Vanguard main, you're biased. I'm actually not against the concept of a tank shredding class or a set of heroes that are good against tanks. I think it keeps them in check. I think it can keep Vanguards in check when you have heroes in the game that do more damage to tanks than others. The issue is, and like I mentioned, is because Wolverine's power budget is so intrinsically tied to his grab that you really don't think about the other parts of his kit and how like failed of a design his character is gameplay wise. I think on the lore aspect, they didn't really incorporate like too many cool things, right? Like his invulnerability is tied to like his passive or like his ability to like not die, quote unquote, where he gets like a second life. I feel like they could have gone a little bit more on the side of him being like a beast or a man. Like in comics and in the shows, he can climb on walls. Like he can use his claws to climb on walls. He's very acrobatic, which I guess kind of ties into the grab, but I feel like that's a very big gimmick. I did like the fastball stuff they do with like the Hulk and the Thing. I think that's really cool, but I just kind of feel from both a gameplay aspect and like a character lore or Marvel lore aspect, they didn't incorporate the things I would expect them to in a character. I know, you don't have to include everything from a character's lore. I know Rivals does a really good job of like reimagining characters and like giving new life to certain heroes that may have not had a lot of screen time or maybe don't really know what they do. Like they turned Rocket, who is a demolitions expert and like an expert marksman, into a support hero, right? Jeff the Landshark, whose powers are kind of like, we didn't really know what he can do. They turned him into a support. So I mean, it's not necessarily a knock on like Rivals not giving characters their like lore accurate stuff. I never want to be that kind of person, but I think just from a gameplay aspect and a more like character centric aspect, I feel like they really failed Wolverine. And like the thing is, when Wolverine is really strong, he's pretty much permabanned, and when he's not strong, which they tweak his numbers and stuff like that, he's like almost complete garbage. But the thing that remains for him is that he's almost equally frustrating when he's really, really meta, and he's equally frustrating when he's not.